So stick around because I got 5 great exercises and I'm going to show you the best way to do them to build muscle. Hey guys, Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I put together a full body muscle building workout. And we're only going to be using dumbbells, no bands, not even any body weight today, all right? So I love having a bench available. If you don't have a bench at home, you can still do all these exercises, but I think it's a good investment, all right, to get a bench because it does give you better range of motion when you're doing certain exercises. But when it comes to full body, it requires lots of different exercise because we got lots of different muscle groups, right? So I put together 5 different exercises. I'm going to step you through exactly how to do them. But guys, the way to build muscle is to push yourself hard, all right? So this is not going to be a circuit style, okay? I'm not going to have you going from one exercise to the next with no rest because that is a great cardio, all right, exercise. That's a great way to burn fat. But remember, today is a muscle building focused workout. And then I want all the guys watching, because it's pretty much everybody watching right now is over the age of 40. Probably 90% of you guys are over the age of 50. I'm 61. And I'm just telling you that building muscle and doing resistance training is so important as we get older. So many people don't do it. And then guess what happens? You get to be 70, 75, 80, and you're just hobbling around. You don't have any strength. You don't have any balance, no coordination. You trip over a 1/4-inch curb and you break your hip. So guys, building muscle, doing resistance training is so important. It's way more important as we get older. When you're in your 20s, it's not nearly as important because you just naturally have more muscle. You have more coordination and balance, okay? But man, our muscles atrophy so bad as we get older, so we have to consciously really force ourselves to do something about it. So stick around because I got 5 great exercises, and I'm going to show you the best way to do them to build muscle, not burn fat. Real quick, before I get into today's workout, we got a fantastic Facebook group. Please click the link below this video, guys. You don't have to be a fan of Facebook. I don't care. I'm the moderator. I'm in there every day. All right. You don't even have to use your own name or any pictures of yourself. You can be anonymous. All right. You will get a ton out of it. There's 22,000 members around the world, and they're great guys just like you. And then on top of that, help us spread the good news about this channel. Please, guys, hit the little like, all right, button below this video. Share it with your buddies, and then be sure and subscribe it, because Gary Walker and I have created hundreds of great videos on this channel, and you don't want to miss out. All right, so the first exercise is we're going to be targeting chest. And I think the granddaddy of all chest exercises is a dumbbell bench press. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it in just a second, but I'm going to refer back to the fact that I want you guys to get some weight that's heavy enough that it's going to be difficult to do for 10 reps. All right, so if you guys only have 20-pound dumbbells at home, all right, you're gonna knock out 10 reps of this exercise, and you're not going to be even close to failure. Okay, it's going to be impossible to really build muscle if that's the case. So the way to know if you're lifting the correct amount of weight is it difficult to do with good form for 10 reps. All right, so now guys, I'm obviously not using nearly enough weight here, all right? So I'm not taking my own advice, but it's only because I'm showing you the form I want you to use, and I want to be able to talk to the camera, okay? So if I was picking the correct weight for me to do 10 reps and I was at the gym, I'd have to be using probably 85-pound dumbbells, maybe even 90-pound, okay? So these are much, much lighter than that, but everybody watching this video is going to have to select a different weight, okay? But I guarantee you that most of you guys watching are making a mistake of not lifting heavy enough, okay? I want good form, yes, but if you get to that 10th rep and you know deep down, all right, if it was an emergency, and you could have done 5, 6, 8, 10 more reps, then you're not lifting nearly enough weight, which means you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Okay? All right, here we go, guys. Now remember, I really want full range of motion, and full range means the flanges of the dumbbells come down and just about touch my shoulders. You can touch your shoulders or stop just short, but this is full range of motion, all right? A lot of times I'll see guys at the gym ego lift, and they get real heavy dumbbells and they can barely get them up, and they do these little half, all right, reps. So I want you coming all the way down and all the way up, and we're just kind of keeping a nice, slow, steady pace here, guys. Now, the other thing is you don't need to keep the dumbbells in a perfectly straight line. So if they're in a straight line like this, okay, that's like I'm holding a barbell, all right? I want you to let your hands rotate naturally. This is where they're naturally going to want to be, like this. And then let me go back to intensity real quick. A lot of guys won't have heavy enough dumbbells to force yourself to be close to failure by that 10th rep. You just don't have them, okay? You don't want to pay for them, all right? This is what you need to do. You want to trick your body into thinking the weight is heavier than it really is. And that way you can still go to failure by the 10th rep, even though it's a much lighter dumbbell than you really could be using, and this is how you do it. It's called time under tension. All right, so you just slow everything down. If your dumbbells are too light, really slow that tempo down. So you still may only be doing 10 reps, but because it takes so long to get to that 10th rep, even though you're using a light weight, you're really going to start feeling the burn in your chest. And that's what it's about, guys. It's about pushing your muscles above and beyond what they're normally used to. Okay, it's called progressive overload. So when you do that, all right, on a regular basis, you're actually damaging the muscle fibers. But over the course of the next few days, between your sleep and your nutrition, your body grows those muscle fibers back and repairs them, and it slightly overcompensates, which means they get a tiny bit bigger and a tiny bit stronger every time. Of course, you do this over and over, week after week, month after month. That's where your strength and your muscle growth comes from. All right, so the second exercise is going to take us down below our waist. We're going to do some legs, all right? Now, these are called split squats. This is basically like a stationary lunge, all right? Love these things. And guys, I'm going to show you how to do them with dumbbells, but you can also do them with just your body weight if that's all you can do. So I'm going to start off with body weight only, and then we'll do it with some dumbbells. So basically, all you're going to do is take a nice long step like you're doing a lunge, but we're going to stay in this position. Now, guys, don't step right in front of the other foot. There's not enough side-to-side stability. So when you take your lunge or your step off to the side a little bit. You want to have your feet about 18 inches apart, so you have a little bit of side-to-side stability, all right? So one long, all right? Now, the split squat means I'm just squatting in this split leg position. So I'm going to do 10 reps on one leg. All right, I'm not going to go alternating back and forth. So after you do 10 reps on one leg, you might be a little gassed. You might be out of breath. That lactic acid might be building up. So you're working, a lot of it is your quad, but you're also getting your hamstrings and your glutes, all right? So give yourself just 30 seconds or so rest, all right? Catch your breath. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Nice long step. And I'm separated from side to side by about 18 inches. And then it's just... All right. Do about 10 reps on this leg. All right. So that would be considered one set. 10 on the right leg, take a little rest. 10 on the left leg, that's one set. All right. Now, so far, I'm only talking about how many reps I want you guys to do. So the 8 to 12 rep range is the honey hole for building muscle. That's why I typically shoot for around 10. So if you pick a weight that's a little too heavy, you can't quite get to 10, but you pushing yourself and you get to 8 and then you can't do any more, that is fantastic. That's the mentality I want you guys to have. That's what it takes to build muscle, and that's what this workout is about. So if your body weight, all right, is too easy, you can do 10 reps, no problem. Get some dumbbells, okay? Exact same thing. And guys, it's more difficult because you have weight, but the balance and the coordination is really no different. So I take a nice long step and I'm off to the side. And see how I like holding these dumbbells like this? This is just kind of the natural position. So you're going to do all 10 reps on one side. All right. Give yourself just a little break. Catch your breath, because I don't want you to be completely gassed out when you move over to the left side. Remember, you need to be relatively fresh when you do both legs. All right. Left leg out. All right, so there you go as far as figuring out what weight you need. Everybody's going to be different, all right? So you might start with just your body weight only, and if you get to, say, 12 reps and you knew you could do more, stop, give yourself a rest, pick up some dumbbells, make it more difficult on the following sets. Okay, so the third exercise is going to target our shoulders and our upper back. So we've already hit our chest, we've hit our legs, now it's time to do the little shoulders and back. Love these. They're called bent over rear delt flies. When I say rear delt, they're primarily focusing on the rear portion of our shoulders. Because remember, our shoulder, our delts, are made up of 3 muscle groups. We got this front muscle here and a lateral, and of course in the back, in the rear. And this focuses primarily on the rear, which for most guys is a really hard muscle to hit. Most guys have underdeveloped rear delts. I love doing them, and it's kind of fun because when I work out with some of my young buddies that are just jacked, really strong, big guys like this Marine buddy, this is one of the few exercises I can actually do more weight on than he can, because I've been doing these for a long time and I have not been neglecting my rear shoulders. The other thing that's great about this exercise is for you guys that have bad shoulders, you can't do overhead presses, things like this. You should be able to do this exercise with no pain. In addition to that, I think it's a great exercise to strengthen your overall shoulder joint, which actually can lead to better shoulder health and potentially the ability in the future to be able to do some lightweight overhead presses, okay? It can really kind of help heal some long-term injuries that a lot of you guys have. So this is it. Now, you're not going to be able to lift much weight, all right? This is one of those exercises where form is more important than the weight, okay? So grab a couple of lightweight dumbbells, sit at the very end of the bench, all right? Way out near the end. I want your knees bent here, and then you're going to bend over and just let the dumbbells kind of hang straight down. Now, I'm picking a spot on the floor right between my feet, and I'm just going to stare at that, and I'm going to bring the dumbbells straight out and down. Now, look at how I'm controlling the weight up and down. This is an exercise that's real easy to cheat on, and I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to cheat, all right? So I see people do this. So I'm using my back and my torso, and I'm yanking the weight up. And I'm just using momentum to get the weight up, and then I'm just letting the weight fall back down. I'm not resisting the weight. So try to keep your head still, and you're going to lift up and then control it down, okay? You're not going to let the weight fall down real fast. You're going to let it slowly come down under control. So you do that with the correct amount of weight, you're going to feel it back here, not only in the rear part of your shoulder, but in your upper shoulder blade area. That's your rhomboids and your traps. So we're working lots of different muscles. Most guys don't realize there's 17 distinct different muscle groups in your back, all right? So not only are we getting our shoulders involved, we're getting a lot of those upper back muscle groups at the same time. All right, let's move on to the fourth exercise. We're going to be targeting those biceps, guys. So we're really kind of moving along here. There's lots of different muscles in the body, hence 5 different exercises today. So today is a variation of curls. A lot of you guys have probably never seen or even heard of this. It's called a swimmer curl. It's just different. I like doing different exercises for the same muscle groups because it gets, first of all, your body gets kind of smart. You get used to doing the same exercise over and over, and your body eventually just stops responding. It does the least amount of work necessary to lift the weight. And when you do it the same way over and over, you're engaging the same muscle fibers over and over. You don't really kind of stimulate it from different angles. So variety really does help when it comes to building muscle, all right? So swimmer curls, real straightforward, guys. I love these, all right? So you start down in this position where your palms are faced out, all right? So you're going to bring the dumbbells out, up, and then you're going to rotate and then down. Boom, rotate, and then out wide, up, rotate down. So remember, we're doing 10 of these, all right? So pick a weight that's hard to do with good form, all right? See, I'm going relatively slow, and I'm controlling this weight up, and then I'm controlling it down. That's real key, guys. The eccentric is the lowering part of any exercise, and that is just as important as the concentric. This is the concentric part right there, the raising of the weight. So, oh, man, you will not be able to do nearly as much weight with this style of curl as you can with more traditional curls, all right? It's because all the rotating and the time under tension, each rep takes longer because we're going over a much longer range of motion. It will really burn those biceps, guys, but keep the form strict and you won't need a lot of weight. Okay, guys, the 5th and final exercise. What body part are we missing? Triceps. All right, so this is a great tricep exercise. Basically, it's called a lateral tricep extension. It's very similar to a skull crusher, and I'm going to show you both. I'm going to show you the skull crusher and this lateral tricep extension, just to kind of give you an idea of the slight differences. And kind of like those swimmer curls a minute ago, this is a nice change of pace from a lot of other tricep exercises that I typically like to do. All right, so I'm going to lay down here with my head facing you guys. And so a lateral tricep extension, I want you to put your off hand right here on the crook of your elbow, and we're just going to bring the dumbbell down to our chest, all right? And then straight up and then down. All right, now this is very similar to a skull crusher. Now the difference is a skull crusher will be coming down to the side of our head over here, over by our ears. All right, so all I'm doing is rotating 90 degrees and bringing it down to my chest. So pick a weight that's difficult to do for 10 reps, but you gotta use good form, guys. Check out the speed here. Now, once you get one arm done, of course, give yourself 15, 20 seconds, catch your breath, shake out that lactic acid. All right. Now, I'm not doing 10 reps on every exercise, guys, because really the goal is to give you guys the form and the information on how to do this, but not to actually do the workout myself. So there you go, 5 exercises. We've hit basically every major muscle group in our body with just those 5, doing nothing except dumbbells. Now, I've been talking about 10 reps through every exercise. What I haven't mentioned is how many sets. That's a piggy, all right? So I've been talking about reps and intensity and how to select the correct amount of weight. But guys, when it comes to building muscle, it's not just intensity, we need volume, okay? And when it comes to building muscle, we got intensity, volume, and there needs to be rest in between these sets. Now, if we were doing circuit style, if I was trying to do this workout more like a fat loss type workout, I would really cut your rest down or have you rest almost no time at all in between the exercise. Get your heart rate out, you're really out of breath, all right? But that is not the goal. We're trying to build muscle with this workout. So you can do the exact same exercises, but you do them differently to build muscle versus lose fat, all right? So I want you guys to rest roughly 60 seconds in between every single set, all right? And then you need to do at least 3 sets of each exercise before you move on to the next exercise, all right? So don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then start over again. I want you to do 3 sets of the first exercise. The dumbbell bench presses, all right? I want you to do 3 sets minimum with 60 seconds rest between each set. Then move on to those split squats. It's the second exercise. Do at least 3 sets with a minute rest in between each set, and on and on. So that is the key to building muscle. You have to rest enough time between the sets to give your body time to flush the lactic acid out of the muscles and then to get the oxygen levels back up in your bloodstream and back into the muscles so that on the second and third and fourth sets, you can still push yourself hard enough with enough intensity, all right, to lift a heavy weight for 10 reps. So if you're not resting long enough between sets, your subsequent sets, 2, 3, 4, all right, are going to be much less beneficial than the first one. You want each set to be nearly the same with the same amount of effort and intensity. And you can only accomplish that by resting enough time between every set. So that was a fantastic full body workout that we just did there. I mean, you're literally hitting every muscle group in your body, and you ought to be able to hit all 5 exercises for 3 sets each in roughly 35 to 40 minutes. That includes the rest time. All right, so you've done a full body workout in no more than 40 minutes. And guys, you should feel a fantastic pump. I mean, you should really feel it. Now, you're not going to be gassed out of breath like you would be doing like a HIIT style workout or circuit style training, okay? But you will feel that fantastic pump. And of course, that's what's going to lead to the maximum muscle growth. But guys, you still got to stick with it and never give up on yourself.